Hello and happy Sunday. This is Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and today is Sunday, May the 4th. Wait, May the 4th. Just realized it is 8 o'clock, and I just realized that today is May the 4th, and not a single person has said May the 4th be with you, and I haven't said it to anyone else. Don't know how I made it till 8 o'clock for that. But anyway, hello and happy Sunday, everybody. I am Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. This is our Weight Watchers virtual workshop number 412. 412. So if you're just catching up, you've got 411 other videos that you need to go back and watch. It's 411 hours worth of sheer entertainment that you're gonna want to go back and catch up on. But today is Sunday, May the 4th be with you. Just caught on, sorry. And I'm gonna go ahead and apologize now for the little bit of East Tennessee crud that is going on. I actually had nearly no voice on Thursday, had just a tiny bit of a voice, tiniest little bit of a voice on Friday. So this is actually pretty good. But yeah, but I was quiet enough that John was concerned because I wasn't talking, but I was trying to save up for you all for tonight. And let's see who is popping on here. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Lena. Hello, Elaine. Hello, Mary from Pittsburgh. John now has all of this East Tennessee stuff going and is hacking his head off. Won't take any allergy medicine, won't do any Nasonex, won't do any of that stuff. And so, yeah, so he will probably not be here on the chat tonight. Hello, Lynn. Good to see you. If you are brand new, please let us know because we would love to welcome you. Otherwise, welcome you old timers, you. Let's see, Sarah says, greetings from Raleigh, Massachusetts. Oh, and her church did a Star Wars theme this morning. How did I make it until 8 p.m. and just realized, it's the first time I've said the date out loud, just realized that today is May the 4th. But anyway, Sarah, that is a cool church. I love that. And hello, Carol Lou. Good to see you. Hello, Kim. Nice to see you. So glad everybody is hopping in here. I will also, okay, so the first warning, and hello, Trish, is about the East Tennessee crud. You know, it's just that time of year. We can't avoid it. Doesn't matter what we take, Zyrtec, Nasonex, peppermint oil, essential oils, doesn't really matter. You know, we all have this, and Angela is from Knoxville, so she knows it. She knows, yes, Knoxville allergies are the worst. Angela, I'm pretty sure that didn't Knoxville rank like in the top 10 or something one year for allergies? And hello, Lisa. Okay, so again, today is Sunday, May the 4th. Got this little East Tennessee crud going on, but I think we'll be good. Hello, Sandra from Demon's Ferry. I've got my lemon water ready. I have a cough drop for just in case. And hello, Ann. Also want to warn you, we were supposed to have someone come here to the KC Kitchen Center showroom and hook up a sink in our back bathroom sometime between daylight and dark. And I'm not even kidding about that arrival time. And they're not here yet. It is still light outside, so there's a slim possibility. I can't imagine that they are coming after 8 o'clock on a Sunday, but there is a slim possibility that this person still could show up. So if the doorbell goes off, if it boo-doo, and I know this person, like I'll recognize this person, so I will know if there is stranger danger and if we need to all go run screaming from the building, or if it's someone with a key who actually is coming in to fix a faucet. Just warning you though, because I'm feeling like since they've not shown up between daylight, that they're going to come just before dark. Anyway, okay, so we will all greet them and we will embarrass them because they will not want to be on our live video. And let's see, yeah, Angela says she thinks we were actually in the top 5. Hello, Anna, good to see you. And hello, Catherine from Lowell, North Carolina. Okay, let's see, Sandra said she went to see Cats yesterday. What? She went to see Cats yesterday and she has seen it 4 times now, and it's set in a circus instead of a junkyard. That is super cool. I've seen it once with my mom years ago, and it was definitely set in a junkyard. So the circus scene would be seriously cool. And Sarah, so the problem is this person knows the person who owns the other part of our business. Yeah, they're friends. So they just said, yeah, I'll just be by sometime today. So deep breaths. They all know that we do this at 8 o'clock here. Okay, so first things first, our weekly focus for this week is don't be salty while you're cutting the salt. So we are going to be talking about salt, sodium. The Weight Watchers theme for this last week was feeling a little salty. So Julie has decided that over in our If You Have an Egg Facebook group, which I'm sure one of our lovely ladies will post the link to here soon. So she has themed this week. She has themed it, don't be salty while you're cutting the salt. Okay. Yeah. So some of y'all are going to have a hard time cutting some salt and reducing some salt. Some of us have been working on it for years and it won't really be that big of a deal. Before we start talking about salt, I do want to say there was a guy that used to work for me that would order Chick-fil-A, DoorDash, pay exorbitant prices for it, and he would add salt to it. He would get all the extra little packets. So he would have a problem with tonight's chat. We're going to be fine. Okay, next up, the public service egg announcement for the week. Well, I did it. So some of you all already know we have a TikTok, an If You Have an Egg TikTok now. I have avoided TikTok for years. I don't know why. It just makes, I don't know. I just felt outside of my comfort zone. So I've not done anything with TikTok. I've not looked at it. It wasn't on my phone. It wasn't on any of my devices. I've done nothing with it, but I did it. We have an If You Have an Egg TikTok now. And hello, Marlene from Florida. So a couple of the new ambassador opportunities that we have that If You Have an Egg has, and some of the product trials that I've been in line to try, some of the things that I've been in line to try for us, they really, really wanted us to have a TikTok presence also. So I kept saying, oh, but we have so many wonderful women and a few gentlemen in our group who watch on YouTube, who watch on Facebook, who are here with us live on Sunday nights. Yeah, but a couple of them really, really, really wanted us to start using Facebook stories and TikTok, because if we are going to taste test, if they're going to send us free product to try and talk to you about, they really wanted that bigger, kind of whatever audience to be able to, good or bad. And they know, they already know, because this is I have told everyone, you are going to get an honest evaluation of your product. There will be no sugarcoating. There will be no, trying to read between the lines. Hey, Katie, it's good to see you. I've already told, and hello, Shirley. I've already told all the cottage cheese people, don't even bother sending me anything. I ain't trying it. I'm just kidding. I haven't talked to any cottage cheese people, but they wanted us to do it. So, and I told it it's gonna be honest feedback. If I like it, I'll let y'all know. If I love it, I'll let you know. And if we don't like it, I'll let you know. So honest feedback. So for us to get things to try for you, and to be able to provide that feedback, I needed to go ahead and do a TikTok. Yeah, a TikTok. So we did it. I did it. We did it. Lily in our office is thrilled. She is over the moon with this. She has been trying to get me to do TikTok for years now. I hired her when she was 15. She is 18 now and getting ready to graduate from high school. Actually, her party is this coming Saturday, but she is over the moon that we finally have a TikTok, and she has already posted the first 2 videos for us. If you've watched them, if you've already joined us on TikTok, let me know what you think. This is so outside of my comfort zone, because she was like, make them fast, make them informative, but make them fast, get them the information and get out, and just let me handle everything else. And so she posted the first 2, and one of them was a little mini shopping experience at Walmart today. Y'all know how much I do not like Walmart, but I needed a couple of things that I could only get at Walmart. So Lily talked me into videoing them as I was putting them in my buggy, and she's already done a little compilation on that. It's super fast, super quick, and the points values are listed. Okay, so for those of you who have not been able to invest a full hour or even 30 minutes with these chats, this will be perfect for you. Hello, Barbara from Bonao, South Carolina. So this will be perfect for you. Again, they're going to be quick, informative, get in, get out, get the information. We should be able to get out a ton more information that won't take up 30 minutes to an hour. We're still going to do this. Don't get me wrong. You're not getting rid of me that easily. So we will still be doing this every Sunday night for an hour. There are those of us who want to have that kind of meeting feel. And so yes, we will keep this going. But for the rest of you that just want, hey, how did that product turn out? Or how many points is this? Or, hey, so-and-so posted a recipe of such and such. Can you try that? Just see how it works. Did this hack work? Whatever. So that's for you. And for the rest of you who just like to be on TikTok. So for maximum effectiveness though, whew, and this is the part that I was like, seriously? I just ripped the Band-Aid off and went ahead and let Lily set me up with a TikTok. Then I find out that for maximum effectiveness, we need to have, gasp, 10,000 followers in pretty short order. That seems completely overwhelming and just out of the realm of possibility to me. But I've been told, oh yeah, 10,000, that's nothing. Don't worry about it. You know, you're going to get like 2,000 to 3,000 views, you know, per video. And I went, okay, alrighty. But so for maximum effectiveness, 10,000 is where we need to be. We will continue to get things to try for you all, recipes to try for you all, food products. And hello, Dalton, it's good to see you. Food products, kitchen utensils, things like that. So the more that we can get and the more that we can watch and the more people are watching it, the more things that will be sent to us to try for that. Yeah, so let's try to keep this going. So if you are on TikTok, please give us a follow. After this chat is over, it is, if you have an egg was taken. Who? What? Why did somebody already have if you had an egg? So on TikTok, it is it's the @ symbol. I guess that's my handle. _ if you have an egg. So instead of just looking for if you have an egg, and I'm pretty sure if you just search if you have an egg, it's probably going to come up, but it's _ that line, not the dash line, not the dash, but the _ if you have an egg. So please give us a follow over there. That leads me straight in. Yeah, I know, Lynn. I hear ya. I hear ya. You don't even need to. But it's weird because a couple of the girls that also work here, one of them only tries new products if she has seen somebody on TikTok try it. That was so foreign to me. And she's just a couple of years younger than me. But I was like, really? Really? You know, so she's just following people that are showing, you know, like new products, new food. One of the things that we are a new ambassador for, the Fit Butters, she had tried Fit Butters from something that she saw on TikTok. So, okay, whatever, if it gets us more things to try, I'll do it. If it's not illegal, immoral, unethical, you know, whatever, we will try. Okay, but leading into that, this week's Good Egg Award goes to, drum roll, and it does have to do with TikTok, so drum roll please, goes to Kim in Louisiana, who is here with us. So when I posted about needing help on TikTok, because I was nervous about it, and aloha Kathy, I was nervous about it, I'd never been on it, you know, it's all brand new to me. I don't really know what to do. Thank goodness Lily is taking care of that. But when I posted about needing help on TikTok, Kim was the first person to jump right in and get on it. Okay, she immediately. I mean, I don't even think it had been like a whole minute that since I had posted that we were going to have a TikTok, that Kim was, boom, she was on it. And I think she knew that I was hesitant and that I was a little bit nervous about it. So it may not seem like much, but I was nervous about even starting one, even if it ultimately meant helping our group. And Kim broke that first follower ice for me. So I was like, oh no, nobody's going to follow us. No strangers are going to watch this. What are we going to do? Because, you know, it was like Lily, of course, she was following. She made our business follow it. I didn't even know we had one for Casey Kitchen Center. But I was like, oh, nobody's going to follow it. And boom, within moments, Kim was following it. So Kim, believe it or not, that broke the ice for me. And I was like, okay, an actual other human being is in fact following us on TikTok now. So Kim, you are a good egg. Thank you for jumping right on that and making me feel so much more comfortable about it. You honestly don't know how much I appreciate that. So you all keep up the good work and keep your ears open for an opportunity to be next week's Good Egg Award recipient. Okay, so this week, oh, and hold on, somebody sent stars. Who? Barbara. That was so sweet. Thank you very much. Thank you. Barbara just sent 99 stars. That also helps. So if you can't watch TikTok, if you're not going to join TikTok, if you can't watch these on YouTube and let any ads, play through to help support If You Have an Egg, you can do things like sending stars like Barbara did. And that was so sweet of you. Thank you very much. I appreciated it. And yes, Kim, not kidding. I should have had, for TikTok, I should have had Lily videoing me for when the first person the first actual person outside of us was following me, because you would have thought that I had hit 10,000. Yeah, when you click that button. Okay, this week's topic, feeling a little salty. So we're going to talk about sodium, and y'all know how much I love to talk about sodium. So did you know that sodium can influence your weight primarily through its effect on water retention, and then potentially through its association with consuming more processed foods? So more processed foods are normally higher in sodium, and I don't know, there's just kind of it's like once you get going, you kind of can't quit. It's one of those vicious cycle things. So more processed foods they're not the only way to get more sodium, but they are, more processed foods are generally higher in sodium, and they are usually higher calorically. So they usually have a higher caloric number, and they are less satiating, so less satisfying. So foods that are highly processed, high in sodium, probably high in calories, those are foods that a lot of times are so good. They're so good when you put that first bite or two in, and then when you get to the bottom of it or to the end of it, you're just like, yeah, ugh, that was so salty. So I did find this morning a website called, and hello Joycelyn, I did this morning find a website called Landon Poberon. Have no idea if I'm saying that correctly, but had a great graphic, and hello Marianne, that Casey will post when she posts this later this week, when she posts this chat on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com later this week. But I love this graphic that they had on their website. It says reasons your morning weight spiked. So it wasn't talking about your afternoon weight. It wasn't talking about your just left the restaurant weight, whatever. It says reasons your morning weight spiked. One of the reasons was you increased your water intake. We've talked about this a million times. If you eat a 6-ounce apple versus a 16-ounce apple, you are going to weigh 10 ounces more, which is nearly a pound. It's 2/3 of a pound. Same with water. If you've increased your water and you haven't urinated yet, then that can cause your morning weight to spike. Increased fiber intake. If you eat more, like if you increase your fiber, and we were talking about fiber a couple of weeks ago, and hello Orlando Debbie, but if you don't drink enough water, if you're not pushing that through, you know what I mean? If you're not pushing that fiber through, in the beginning, the fiber can actually cause you to have a little weight gain. It's not, you didn't gain fat, it's just a little weight gain because your body is carrying extra weight where the fiber is absorbing fluids and it's absorbing other things before you get that processed. Lack of bowel movements, we've talked about that before, that can cause a little spike in your morning weight. The timing of your meals, if you ate late last night, that can make a difference. And increased sodium intake. Everything I've ever looked up about reasons, like top 5 reasons that your weight may have gone up, top 10 reasons, top 2 reasons, top 20 reasons, whatever it is, always and forever, sodium and increased sodium intake always makes that list. So reasons that your morning weight spiked that aren't body fat, are not actual body fat, increased sodium intake made that list. Okay, so some questions for you though. I just want to hear y'all just kind of throw out, what are 3 ways, and if you can't think of 3, just shout out 1, but what are 3 ways that you think someone may be getting too much sodium? So how could that happen? What would be 3, just throw out some ideas. What would be 3 ways that you think, somebody, me included, might be getting too much sodium because of? So throw me out some ideas. I've got 3. I've already got 3 written down. I want to see what you all say. And I will be drinking all throughout tonight's chat just because of the East Tennessee crud. So what are some ideas? Okay, Sarah says she tries not to have any high salt or sodium the day before a weekly weigh-in. Exactly. Rosie says it can cause swollen hands. Debbie says eating out too much, that can definitely cause it. Ann says frozen meals. Yeah, so Ann was eating pre-prepared frozen meals, and she says that was a big cause of it. Kim says in some seasonings and processed foods. Rosie says it can cause inflammation in your knees. Angela says adding additional table salts to meals. And Anne, I knew. Rosie said it can make you extremely thirsty. Yeah, it can also cause that. Barbara says salt. Do you mean salt that's just naturally occurring in food, or salt that you've added to food, Barbara? And Sarah says, yeah, it's frozen meals or anything canned. And Lynn says too much fast food. Okay, my 3 were adding table salt without tasting the food first. So this guy that I mentioned that used to work for us, I mentioned him at the very beginning of the chat. His name was Chris. His name still is Chris. He just doesn't work for us anymore. Not kidding. He ordered DoorDash okay, I didn't pay him enough. He did not make enough money from me to order DoorDash every day. Okay, and he had a wife and 3 or 4 kids at home that were, I promise you they weren't ordering DoorDash, but he ordered DoorDash every day. So right there, processed food, and he was adding salt to it. So whatever he was ordering, he kept those little packets, and he would go through, like, I'm not kidding, 10 or 15 of those little packets, and he would just add them and add them and add them, and I would be like, Chris, you didn't even taste it. And he'd say, I know, no, I can already tell you it does not have enough salt. So at 30 or 31 years of age, he had to go on high blood pressure medication. He was overweight. He was eating way too much processed food, way too much sodium. So adding table salt without tasting your food first. Always taste your food. Always taste your food. Excuse me, you still may need to add something, but always taste your food first before you add any salt. My number 2 reason was highly processed foods. So we've already talked about this, okay? So we have already talked about this, that think foods that are more highly processed are more likely to have sodium. Yeah, and they're more likely to be higher in calories and. Okay, and then my 3rd reason was hidden sodium. So we've had chats in the past, and I can give you the numbers for all of those if you want to go back and watch them. But many times in chats past, I have gone through and found things that I was like, whoa, wait, why does that have so much sodium in it? You know, lunch meat, huge, high amounts of sodium. Things like certain drinks have a lot of sodium in them. Processed foods have a lot of hidden sodium. You know, you might get a chicken breast at a restaurant, or a chicken breast at home, and the amount of sodium difference is huge. Some vegetables get soaked in sodium to help them. Oh no, Joycelyn's been in urgent care this weekend for what? What were you in the urgent care for, Joycelyn? But some foods, you know, you don't even, it's like, why? But to plump them up, to make them bigger, to make them juicier, to keep them fresher, some things have added sodium. So there's hidden sodium in a lot of the foods that we eat. Okay, next question. Have you ever felt puffy? Or have your rings felt too tight? Or you just felt like, oh God, I'm just holding on to way too much fluid after you eat certain foods or certain meals? Have you ever felt like that? I know I have. There are certain things that I eat that I think, oh wow, that was nope, because now my rings are super tight, or my Fitbit's uncomfortable, or I just feel there are some things that are so high in sodium that I just feel, you just feel extra bloated. Have you ever felt that way? Yeah, and Orlando Debbie says some chicken breasts have sodium and chloride added for preservation. Oh, yeah. Dalton just nailed it. Dalton said, we love the rotisserie chicken from Sam's, but it is a game changer if they have it too close to weigh in. Exactly right. That's exactly right, Dalton. And let's see. Oh goodness, Joycelyn's got inflammation in her knees. Oh no. Okay, Joycelyn, we'll come back. I'll come back and look at all this after the chat, because I want to get all the details on that. So when you consume a lot of sodium, or when you consume more sodium than you should, your body retains water. So you can have too little sodium. My grandmother had that problem at one point. She had cut hers down to like none, like 0. or you can have too much sodium, and too much sodium is independent. I mean, we're not all in the same category here, but when you do consume a lot of sodium for you, your body retains water to help dilute that excess sodium. So if your body holds 8 ounces of water, 8 extra ounces of water trying to dilute that excess sodium, that's a half of a pound. So when Dalton was talking about the rotisserie chicken, exactly right. So rotisserie chicken is delicious, and you can get rotisserie chicken breast or skinless that is 0 points. 0 points is great, but if it makes you weigh a half a pound more because your body was retaining water to help that, not good. Okay, this extra water can cause a temporary weight gain because essentially it's fluid weight. It's just fluid weight. But you know, when we're standing there on the scale, sometimes some of us seasoned Weight Watchers can go, yeah, I had rotisserie chicken yesterday. And some of us are like, what? No, oh my goodness. Okay, the temporary weight gain can be noticeable. With some individuals can gain up to 3 to 5 pounds of water, of fluid, can hold that much. Jody, that is in our Tuesday night group, Jody is somebody who does tend to hang on to water, and she actually takes a water pill. She's got some medical issues that make her hold on to even more than just eating, an extra salty meal. There are some weeks that Jody can see a difference of 3 to 5 pounds in one day, if she has a little additional sodium. It's crazy. And your body will eventually shed this excess water when the sodium intake is reduced, and that will result in a temporary weight loss. Remember, you didn't actually gain weight, so you're not technically losing weight, but it still just makes you kind of feel better. Barbara wants to know what the best way is to get rid of the sodium. Water, 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 water. Not flavored water, not water with electrolytes in it. Water, water, water. Lemon water is great. And we do have past chats that have some great, ideas for that. And I'll try to find one of those numbers and share it with you, Barbara. Last thing, your Weight Watchers app, and hello, Sherry from Cape Coral, Florida. Your Weight Watchers app now lists sodium in the macros. So when you get to the bottom of your My Day and you can see all your macros, you can have one of your little widgets can be sodium. And do you know how to, if you don't know how to check it, let me know and I can show you how to add that widget, or I can show you how to check it. But according to the World Health, so how do you know how much you should have or how much you shouldn't have? According to the World Health Organization and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention and the American Heart Association, so all 3 of those say that they all recommend keeping your sodium under 2,300 milligrams per day. I think that's a lot. Okay, Carol Lou says, don't they say like 2,000? I think 2,300 is a lot. That's a lot for me. And Mary says celery, but Mary, celery only if you don't salt it, because I know people who do salt their celery. So the Institute of Medicine, though, suggests aiming for about 1,500 milligrams per day. Of course, that's going to be different depending on how much you weigh, if you're a man or a woman, what your overall calorie intake is. So there are a lot of factors, but the Institute of Medicine suggests aiming for about 1,500 a day. Okay, if you think that you are having any that puffiness, tightness in your rings or your clothes or things like that that's sudden, or any of those retaining fluid symptoms, it may be a good idea for you to watch those macros in your app and then note any trends. So for me personally, I have to keep it under 1,800. Okay, so yeah, and Sarah says she doesn't like more than 1,500. So 1,800 for me, just because my parents suffered from things that were due to issues with sodium retention, I've got to keep it below that. So 1,800 would be an absolute max day for me. On the days that I go above that, like if we've gone to a movie and enjoyed popcorn or something like that, I'm 8, like that's a high. That's a max for me. So I'm not salting any vegetables. I'm certainly not salting my food until I've tasted it. But again, that's another chat. We've had other chats. So this week, just don't be salty. Remember, Julie said, just don't be salty while you're reducing your salt. Okay. So let's go ahead and start getting ready for the second half. Of course, I would love for somebody to set a STAR goal, something that is specific so that you will know whether or not you've done it. You'll know that you've done it within 7 days, truly doable. It has to be something that you can actually do in the time frame that you've given yourself. It's actionable, something that you're going to do instead of something that you're not going to do. And it has to be relevant to your journey. So I feel like this is relevant to all of our journeys. Okay, so now that I've talked, let's get ready for the second half of tonight's chat. So today is May the 4th. Don't know how I missed that all day long. And my son-in-law, who is literally addicted to Star Wars, addicted. He has not said May the 4th be with you at all. But this was chat number 412, and we were talking about feeling a little salty, talking about sodium. So for the second half, we are going to try a product that we brought in here to the KC Kitchen Center showroom. I'll tell you why here in just a second, but Sandra and Barbara are exactly right. Here at the halfway point, it is time for everybody to stop, get you some water. So my water has a little bit of lemons in it because I needed a little bit of extra lemon for my throat. And it's just good for you. And yes, Sarah's right. Cinco de Mayo is tomorrow too. Okay, so it is time for the second half of tonight's chat. And somehow, some way, I do not know how, but somehow, some way, Lily will take this second half and she will turn it into a TikTok. I don't know how she's going to do it, but she will do it. So I'm going to try and break this into manageable for Lily segments. Yeah, so that she can figure out how to get this put onto TikTok for us. So first things first, if you are brand new, if tonight is your first night, let us know because we would love to welcome you. Second thing second, this is the second half of tonight's chat. We're going to be talking about a product that we voluntarily brought here into the KC Kitchen Center showroom. 3 of us placed this order because we wanted to try this product, and the girls were kind enough, this is not all mine, but the girls were kind enough to let me hold on to it for tonight so that we could open it and try it here on our live chat and during our live workshop. And then the third thing is, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this company in a second. But the first thing I will say is, do y'all remember the summer of 2024? So who was here with us during the summer of 2024? So for those of y'all who lived through it, I tried pickling, had great success. I tried canning. I had really good success with canning with green beans, salsa, and what else did we can? We did put up corn and peas in the freezer and some fruits in the freezer. I tried dehydration, which seemed to work pretty well, but I haven't tried to rehydrate those vegetables. And last but not least, I tried fermenting. Does anybody remember how the wild world of fermenting went? Yeah, it was not good. It was not good. I bought a bunch of fancy equipment. I watched a bunch of videos. I got a book at the library. I was like, you know what? I'm going to figure out how to ferment. So again, canning, rocked it. I feel really comfortable with the canning now. What else did we do? Pickling, worked like a champ. It was perfect. It was so easy. The dehydration worked pretty well, but I haven't tried to rehydrate any of them. And of course, freezing worked really well with some vegetables, fruits and vegetables. Fermenting, that was not for me. So I have not, however, given up on fermented foods because fermented foods are so good for your gut health. And we have talked and talked and talked and talked and talked and talked and talked over the last however many years about gut health. And for all the things that my mom did when she became vegan, one of the top things that she was doing, well, 1 was becoming vegan, 2 was trying to get some different things back with her health, but 3 was trying to keep her gut health good. Well, she had to rebuild a lot of that because she had kind of trashed her digestive system with all of these things over the years. My dad just blew through it. He was like, yeah, whatever. I'm just going to live La Vida Loca and we'll see how long I make it. And he actually did make it quite a long time. But I can tell you, he took mounds of medicine every single day for, is it called GERD? GERD, I think, reflux, indigestion, heartburn, whatever name you want to call it. He took pill upon pill upon pill, and he took pills to overcome the side effects of the pills that he was taking to avoid all of these digestion problems. Do you know how simple it is to just not have digestive problems? So quickly, I have been taking, so fermenting did not work for me. Debbie says she makes fermented mayonnaise and that's all she eats at home. Fermenting did not work for me. So don't know that I'm going to try that, but thank you, Debbie. So I take a probiotic every day. I've been eating some more whole foods. We've been talking a lot about superfoods. But fermenting was one of those things, or fermented foods was one of those things that just eluded me. Like, I mean, I can get sauerkraut. I can get sauerkraut anywhere, anytime. I can get probiotics in the yogurt that I eat. You just have to make sure that it has all the bacillo, stuff in it. You have to make sure that it has all of that in it. But if all of this tastes good, then Kelsey, who works here, has found a way for me and for you to get some of those good gut bacteria fermented products that are supposedly really delicious into our lives. So I was hoping not to have to use a cough drop, but we may have to resort to that. So this is from a company. First of all, their company name, super cute. It's called, I know it's backwards, but it is called Olive My Pickle. Olive, My Pickle. And when you get your box, and I'll show you the box here in just a second, when you get the box, you get this cute little note that says, thanks from your microbiome. So it's not thanks from them, it's thanks from your microbiome. So this is a whole lot to read, and we only have 23 minutes left. I will continue to show you all more, but we've got to get this unboxed and try them, because if I love them, then yeah, I'm gonna tell you more about this on the inside later, probably on TikTok. If I don't like them, then we can just end it here. Seriously, I have not tried any of these. So first things first, the box that it comes in, well, first things first, it shipped super fast. Like Kelsey ordered it on like a Friday or a Saturday. I wanna say that we had it a week later. I mean, I'm serious, I don't think it took, if it took 8 days, that would be a stretch. So when you get your box, it's a big box like this, and it has a sticker on the inside that says how to take care of your ferments. So it says, do not puncture this box. Carefully open the package along the side seam so that you don't hurt any of the internal packages. These are cold, they're cold packed. So you can see it's got this little, it's got its own little cold pack in here. And then each of the products are gonna be packaged like this. So I'm gonna set this big box down in the floor, and we're gonna look at these one at a time. But here is a list. So it comes cold packed. You get it super fast. It's an adorable company. But these are the products that we ordered. We got fermented classic kimchi. So Caroline just mentioned kimchi. And we got carrot and dill kraut, red and ginger kraut, muffaletta olive mix, which I've had muffaletta before out of a jar, and it was delicious. Can't wait to taste this one because it's fresh. Onion fermented pickles. Horseradish fermented pickles. Might try those last just because I'm thinking they might be hot. Okra and California garlic. I will tell you, the California garlic we're probably not going to open just because this is going to be super aromatic. Okay. Before we open any packages, I asked the sweet people at Olive My Pickle, what if they could only tell you 10, 11, things to keep it quick, what would they tell you? So sweet Emily, who is the customer happiness manager. Is that not adorable? The customer happiness manager. She's not the customer service manager. Emily is the customer happiness manager. So Emily said if she can't tell you anything else about all of my pickles, this is what she wants you to know. So Lily, this is the perfect point right here. So here's an L for Lily. Lily, here's the perfect breaking point for one section of a TikTok video. So Emily, the customer happiness manager at All of My Pickles, said if she can only tell you a few things, that it would be that they are a growing family-owned small business and they are located in Jacksonville, Florida. They work with small local farmers to source the best produce possible. So they are not importing any of this. They work with small local farmers. Check mark. They are vegan, kosher, and gluten-free, GMO-free, keto, and Whole30 approved. So for a lot of y'all, that's a big check mark. This is a lifestyle approach to gut health. It is not a fad or a phase. These products are all fermented with saltwater brine. And I know we just talked about sodium, but I've already checked the sodium content. Calm down. Calm down. I'll tell you in a second. They're fermented with saltwater brine, meaning they are a gut health superfood. Also, for the most benefits, they suggest enjoying 3 times a day as a snack or with a meal. They offer a wide variety of products from live brine, so they have brines that you can actually drink. I'm probably not going to be doing that. To pickles, kimchi, veggies, hot sauces. They even have hot sauce, and of course, sauerkraut, the one that we all know about. Fermented foods have a bold and complex flavor that might take some getting used to, she says, but they have tons of recipes that are on their website, which is just olivemypickle.com. It's olivemypickle.com, olivemypickle.com. And let's see, they ship to the contiguous 48 states. What does contiguous mean? But anyway, contiguous 48 states, and they have a retail location in Jacksonville. So in Jacksonville, Florida, if you happen to be in or near Jacksonville, Florida, they have a retail location called The Pickle Factory. How fun would that be to visit? And they think sustainability is very important to them, and they do their best to keep their carbon footprint as small as possible. More information is available on their website, olivemypickle.com. And they offer both one-time purchase options as well as discounted subscription options. So I did check the sodium. Every product that we ordered is less than 10, if you eat a serving, is less than 10% of your daily sodium intake. And I'm sorry, if these taste good, to eat a fermented veggie rather than adding salt to bland food, I'm on board. I'll use 10% of my daily allowance of sodium. Okay, Lily, here's a good point to stop at, because the next little section is, I asked Emily, who is the customer happiness, she's on the customer happiness team, and she is the customer happiness manager. I asked her, what is the difference between pickled vegetables? Because I have successfully pickled vegetables. I was not successful in fermenting them. What is the difference? And Emily, the manager of the customer happiness team with olivemypickle.com, said we are very different from typical store brand pickles. Traditional pickles are pickled in either vinegar or sugar, and sometimes a bit of both. I used both when I did my pickling. And then they are pasteurized. That I did not realize. They're pasteurized, which kills all bacteria, even the good probiotics, okay? They say their pickles are fermented in a spice-filled water brine that allows the bad bacteria to die, and the good lactobacillus bacteria, that's what I tried to say a minute ago, the good lactobacillus bacteria, the probiotics, to thrive, and the saltwater brine and the lactobacillus bacteria keep it preserved, and they keep your gut happy. So fermented veggies are both prebiotic and probiotic, okay? And again, Lily, here's a good stopping point, because it is time to try them. So I'm just gonna randomly pick the first thing out. I'm not cheating. I'm not looking at it. Okay, so the first thing is going to be carrot and dill sauerkraut. So carrot and dill sauerkraut. Okay. Ooh. Oh, you can really smell the dill in that. Oh, also, these are all 0 smart points, because it is literally vegetables It is literally vegetables and saltwater brine. So, because these are not just mine, I'm going to dig them out with a fork and then try them so that I'm not double dipping in these. Carrot and dill sauerkraut. Very interesting. That's a good flavor. It's interesting. It's not just a plain sauerkraut flavor. The carrots you can taste a little bit. The dill, that's really nice. That is really nice, especially after you swallow it. Okay? The next one is, let's try classic kimchi. Okay, I've never had kimchi before, and somebody asked what kimchi was. It is warm, spicy, and delightfully funky. There's a good reason why classic kimchi has been a 3,000-year-old tradition. Never had it before. So, ooh. Wow, that's a pungent smell. Okay. So, while I'm getting ready to taste this, can someone tell me what kimchi is? I mean, I've heard of it, obviously, and I have Asian friends who eat it, but I have never tried it that I know of. So, fingers crossed, this one is classic kimchi. It has an interesting flavor. I don't know how to explain it. It's a little spicy. I am not opposed. I am not opposed. Okay. And I did cheat and just tear the top off of a handful of these so that we didn't have to spend so long opening them. This one is fermented okra, but I promise I did not try these until now. That kimchi is interesting. So for those of you who have had kimchi, what do you eat it on? You just eat it by itself or what? Okay. And for my southern girls, here is the fermented okra, which I know we don't just eat. We eat fried okra in the South. Okay, but here is, and I'm going to close this back up so I don't accidentally bite into this. But so this is fermented okra. And again, these are all 0 points because it is literally just the vegetable and brine. That's good. That's some good okra right there. Okay, so the okra is a winner for me. Let me see, what should we try next? Let's do the red and ginger sauerkraut. Gotta open this one. So red and ginger sauerkraut. I don't remember why it said that it was red. Oh, it also said if you find, their website also said if you find their vegetables, if they're a little too salty for you, you can pour out part of the brine and add some fresh water. Just not too much because you don't want to strip, you know. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, it smells good too. Because you don't want to strip those probiotics. Okay, so again, that's really pretty. So why is this one red? This one has green cabbage, red cabbage, fresh ginger, the sea salt, and filtered water. That's got a really nice taste. I think I almost like this one. Better. Now, don't get me wrong, the carrot and dill, the dill was really nice after you swallowed it. I don't know. I think I kind of like this one better. Red and ginger, and it does, oh, yeah, okay. I can taste the ginger now. So that is red and ginger sauerkraut. Let's see, you only have 10 minutes, so let me grab another one. Okay, the muffaletta, I definitely wanted to try. So I have had this before. I used to buy, I think it was called That Man's Olives, or That Olive Man, or That Pickle Guy, or something like that. And they used to have it jarred at Costco, and it was really, really good, but it was in a jar and it had been sitting there for who knows how long. So this is muffaletta that is fresh made. It has prebiotics and probiotics in it. Super excited to try this. So let's see. Muffaletta is a fusion of chopped olives, fermented veggies, and light herbs marinating in extra virgin olive oil. Okay, this one is going to have points. Oh man, it smells good. I will check out the points and let you know how many this is, because this one is not just veggies. So let's use a different fork for this one, because I actually want to eat it off the fork because it is finely chopped. Okay, we will be ordering more of this. Oh man, that's good. That's really good. And to know that it's good for your gut, bonus points. Okay, I am not going to try the garlic just because there's a lot of smells going on in here, but I will let you all know what we do with the garlic. I was thinking about maybe some salad dressing or something. So let's try the onion pickles next. So these are pickles and with the brine, but they are huge. Holy cow. Okay, this is much, oh. Whoa, that smells good. Let's see. Oh, and apparently you get a free olive in there apparently. Gosh, that's huge. Okay, I wasn't expecting the pickle to be that big. Okay, I will just cut a little bite off of the pickle and stick him back down in there so one of the other girls can try them. Okay, this one is a onion pickle. That's a little sweet. That's a really good pickle. It's just a touch sweet, just a touch sweet. Okay, and last one is the horseradish pickle. I don't know whether to think this is going to be spicy or just full of a lot of flavor, but the horseradish pickle is next. And remember, these are from all of my pickles. We do not have a coupon code. We just wanted to try these. So these are from all of my pickle. And if you talk to them, be sure you talk to Emily, who is the part of the customer happiness team. Oh my gosh, that smells like, woo! Wow, that is a strong horseradish smell. So I love horseradish, but let's see if I have made a mistake eating this close to bedtime. Okay, let's see. Let's see. And they're not low sodium, Carol. They're just not hideous. So it's 10%. So it's 220 milligrams of sodium per serving, which they're saying is 10%. Because remember, everybody else was saying 2,300. So they're not low. They're just not terrible. Oh gosh. If you like horseradish, that's a good pickle. That right there, that is a good pickle, people. Okay, and I think the people that are coming to do the plumbing have just pulled up, believe it or not. And Lynn wants to know if they're Vidalia onions. I have no idea. Let me see. It just says onions, so I'm not really sure. But it looks like the people are here to do work on the plumbing, and it is in fact dark. So they were supposed to be here between daylight and dark, and they have just pulled in and they're getting ready to walk in. So I'm going to go ahead and let you all go. I hope you had a great week this week. I hope you'll try some of these and that you'll let Emily, who is the part of the customer happiness team for all of my pickle, I hope you will let her know how much you enjoyed these and how much you enjoyed this chat. Y'all have a great week, and you can watch this later on YouTube. That's just youtube.com. Search If You Have an Egg, or you can watch this on Facebook for up to 90 days before it gets deleted. And don't forget, we have a TikTok now that is @_IfYouHaveAnEgg. So y'all have a great week, and I will see you next time. Good night.